good. Everyone good? All right. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Apologize for the delayed start. We are reconvening into open session at 5:54 p.m. No reportable action was taken in closed session. Do I have a motion for action on student discipline cases 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call for the vote, please.
Leslie, I'm an aye.
Ms. Roback, I'm an aye too. Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Trustee Coleman, would you do the honors?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Okay, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion for the approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call for the vote, please. Okay, I'm an aye too, Ms. Roback. Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item number 8, showcase. Principal Mesa. Oh. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, for our showcase tonight, we have our public safety pathway. So Mrs. Deputy Alex Dietz, if you could join me up here.
Hello, my name is Alex Dietz, and I teach public safety here at MUHSD Colony High School. While I could talk for hours, I'll try to keep this brief. Our pathway consists of 3 courses: Intro to Public Service, Advanced, soon to be Criminal Investigation, and then Criminal Justice as our capstone. A course name change was just approved for the Advanced course, and starting fall 2026, it will be officially listed as Criminal Investigations. This change not only better reflects what we teach, but it also brings us into full alignment with LAPSIN. LAPSIN, short for Law Enforcement and Public Safety Education Network, sets the national standard for public safety programs and ensures that schools are preparing students with industry-aligned real-world skills. So, in our Intro to Public Service course, students start by learning the foundations: professionalism, ethics, teamwork, and communication. They explore what it truly means to serve others and represent integrity both in and out of uniform. Here I have listed some of our units. So we start with ethics. They learn how to make resumes and portfolios. In our criminal investigations course, students are introduced to the complete investigative process, from the moment a call is received by dispatch to the final stages of prosecution. Throughout the year, students learn and apply essential law enforcement skills, including scene safety protocols, interview and investigation techniques, fingerprinting, evidence collection, and forensic photography. They strengthen written communication through detailed report writing and gain exposure to courtroom procedures by practicing how to effectively testify as part of the case. This course gives students a realistic understanding of investigative work and provides the technical and professional skills needed for future careers in public safety and criminal justice. Our capstone course, Criminal Justice, is a CCAP dual enrollment course with Merced College. Students earn 3 units per semester toward their associate's degree. This is especially important as the new industry standard, currently moving through state legislature, requires law enforcement officers to have a bachelor's degree. This course puts our students ahead of the curve. Here's a chart of our program growth at BCHS. Over the last year, the public safety pathway has grown tremendously. Last year, I was split between Atwater, MUHAC, and El Capitan. This year, for the first time, I am fully dedicated to MUHAC Colony with a full 6-period day. Our expansion has allowed us to offer both criminal investigations and criminal justice for the very first time. Enrollment numbers have increased across all levels of the pathway, and more students than ever are engaging in project-based learning, community-based projects, and career exploration. This growth reflects not only student interest, but the strong support from our site, our district, and our community partners who believe in the value of preparing students for meaningful careers in public safety. I spoke a little bit about LAPSIN before, so we are currently in the process of becoming a school of excellence. Being recognized as a LAPSIN School of Excellence is a prestigious honor. It highlights programs that meet the highest standards in instruction, community partnerships, hands-on learning, and student outcomes. Schools earning this recognition show a strong commitment to preparing students who are both career-ready and community-minded. They will interview our staff, our students, and review our curriculum to ensure that we are meeting industry standards. One of the big things with LAPSIN is that they provide specific industry standard and recognized certifications. So in law enforcement, it's very difficult to have a student under the age of 18 earn industry recognition because they are not 18. So what LAPSIN has done is they communicate with POST, which is Peace Officers Standardized Training, and they have come up with these certifications that when our students graduate high school and go into their careers, the industry recognizes them. So basic crime scene investigator, 911 communications, national law enforcement certification, ICS, which is incident command systems, and that is used across EMR, fire safety, and law enforcement, and then first aid and CPR as well. Finally, I'd like to talk about our work-based learning opportunities and competitions. We're very grateful to our community partners. We have a potential internship with the Merced County Sheriff's Office and Merced College. Both are in the works. In March 2026, we will be hosting the Bob Luna Explorer competition, where Explorer posts and public safety clubs from the Central Valley come to compete. We will also be competing in the Skills USA competitions for crime scene investigation and criminal justice. Our students will be traveling to Pebble Beach in February, and they help with the, I believe it's a race. And then we will also have the Explorer Academy. Last year we did this mostly with our Explorers. A lot of our students are Explorers, but UC Merced actually donates their facilities, their dorms, and food for an entire week for our students to do a live-in academy. So they have to do PT every morning, and different agencies from around the community come and put classes on. So they actually get the industry trainings. Okay. And just to wrap up, I'd like to introduce a few of my students to provide their experience. This is Jamie.
Hi, my name is Jamie, and I'm currently a senior here at MUHAC, and right now I'm in Miss Deet's criminal justice class. I've taken her intro class, and unfortunately I wasn't able to take the advanced, but I am in her criminal justice class. And what was I gonna say next? Sorry. In this class, this is a really enjoyable class for me. I really enjoy everything that we do, from going on field trips and learning everything that we do here. I think that us going on trips definitely helps a lot because we get to see and experience the different things that the public service people are doing in their jobs. And I think that everything that Ms. Dietz is teaching us is definitely helping, especially for me because after high school I plan to go to the military, and that is one of the reasons why I took this class. I had heard about it and it was really new to me when I heard about it. I had no idea what it was about until I was in the class, and I was able to learn about everything in it, and I was able to decipher what branch I wanted to go to, and I ended up choosing the National Guard. Thanks to Ms. Dietz, she helped me. We had presenters come in, I was able to talk to them, I was able to talk to Ms. Dietz, and I was able to decipher and pick through them, and then I was able to get in contact with one of the recruiters. I was able to sign up for what I wanted to do, and that's set for me after high school. And I think that being in this class definitely gave me that chance to do that. And I think that if it wasn't for this class, I would have no idea what to do and how to get into that. And I think that definitely helped me.
Thank you.
And then Gianna is next.
Hi, my name's Gianna. I'm a sophomore right now, and I'm in my fourth year, I'm in the criminal investigation class, which is really interesting and a lot of fun. We're learning how to write reports and properly assess a scene. We've gone on field trips. We went to the courthouse recently, which was a great experience. We got to see how that process was and how that worked. We saw how, all of the roles everybody played and how, the courthouse functions as a whole, which was really nice. I plan to go to a 4-year college after and hopefully serve in law enforcement. I'm not 100% sure which branch I would like to go into quite yet, but I want to be able to protect and serve my community.
Hello, my name is Addison Fawn and I'm a sophomore. Last year I just got thrown into this program because I had an open period. I had no clue what I was getting myself into, but now it's my favorite class that I've ever been in. We learn a lot, and I've sometimes struggled in English, but the report writing has really helped me in that because I get to learn better grammar. Something that we did this year was go to the courtroom. I'm also in criminal investigations like Gianna. The courtroom was really fun, and I got to see one of the cases. I wasn't sure how the court worked, but once we saw that, I was able to figure it out better. This class is really fun and important to me because I wasn't sure what path I wanted to go to, but law enforcement is very fun for me, and I really want to do this. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Nadia Ziller, and I'm a 9th grader here at MUHSD. I'm in Ms. Dietz's Intro to Public Service, and I originally joined because I went to the freshman night, and I got to see all the classes I can take, and I saw Ms. Dietz in her uniform, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is right up my alley. I've always been into true crime, and taking this class would be like such a fun thing for me to do. So in this class, we learn about jurisdiction and how local, state, and federal agencies work together. We've learned about decertification and what makes a good and a bad cop. And like Ms. Dietz says, no one hates a bad cop more than a good cop. In the class, we also do projects that aren't related to law enforcement. Like we learn how to write a business letter, and we tied it in with law enforcement by writing a business letter to any agency in the United States requesting for a patch. And we have a collection in the class of all the patches from our students. Another thing that we do is, like Ms. D says, we wrote a resume, and that was my first time writing a resume, and that was cool to learn because I didn't know how to write one. I'm hoping, I don't know what I want to do for my future career. I'm only a freshman, but I'm hoping this class will help me decide what I want to do. And I know that it will because there's so many branches that I can look forward to. Thank you.
Do Do you guys have any questions for myself or for my students?
Hi, Ms. Dietz. Quick question for you. How many freshman classes do you have?
I have 4 intro classes. That's typically the freshman class, but because it's a new program, I kind of have all different ages in there.
Gotcha. Do you, are you able to track your graduates, I guess is my next question. I don't know if you've had a graduating group yet.
I haven't had a class go all the way through all 3 courses yet.
Okay.
Last year I had, I believe it was like 46 students across 2 classes here, and the majority of those students continued in the pathway this year.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then I guess because my question is, you know, you had a couple that talked about going on to college afterwards, and you know, that might be more of a Mandy question or a data question. I just was curious, like, you know, if you know how many are going on to like the law enforcement academies, like the Merced College Law Enforcement.
So we actually, Joe Cerna, he is the Dean over Public Safety. He's on our advisory board, and we have been working together because, so it's Senate Bill 1122 that requires law enforcement to have a bachelor's degree. It's in like the final stages of getting passed, and we have been speaking about what we can give our students so that they are even farther ahead. They get CRIM 2 and CRIM 3 in my class, but even having them do the internship so they're on a college campus and they kind of get the feel for it.
Awesome. No, appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Dietz, and thank you, ladies. Awesome job. Deputy Dietz was my school resource deputy when I was an AP at Livingston, so I'm very happy that we have her on board, and she's definitely doing a great job with the pathway. So I enjoy walking through her classroom and seeing all the learning experiences she has for our students. So thank you. Good evening, Board President Jayasinga, trustees, cabinet, Superintendent Peterson, and Mrs. Rohrback. Welcome to Buhat Colony High School. I'm pleased to share this principal's report as a brief update of our school's work and progress so far this year. First, on counseling. Our fall CCAP numbers included 267 students enrolled in 382 college classes, and spring CCAP registration is already underway. Our counselors have delivered 2 Tier 1 lessons for each grade level, covering topics such as time management, digital tools, combating senioritis, Freshman 101, career exploration, coping strategies, and healthy boundaries. All of our freshmen received instruction on creating their academic plans, and sophomores and juniors have completed updates to their existing plans. Our counselors have also offered a parent workshop showing families how to view and edit their students' plans. Using our Parsec data and Panorama survey results, we have launched a Tier 2 group for our 10th graders in the second quarter. That group is working on SMART goals and strategies to help improve their grades. We will begin a similar Tier 2 group for the 9th graders in the spring. Family engagement for our counselors continues to be strong, as we saw our first coffee with the counselors in October, had a great turnout. The next session is scheduled for November 14th, and 3 additional sessions will follow. Our fall parent workshop series is nearly complete, with 3 of the 4 workshops held, and the final one is set for November 18th. After Thanksgiving, our counselors will begin registration for the spring semester. On the instruction and professional development, our instructional leadership team, made up of 5 lead teachers, our associate principal of teaching and learning, our teacher librarian, and our instructional coach, are designing and facilitating monthly professional learning cohorts focused on the Deeper Learning series, starting with the T-Bear writing strategy. This morning, our PLC groups met and received our rollout of the district classroom culture must-haves. In addition to these cohorts, our minimum day sessions have featured trainings on ELD supports, Magic School, Securely, and approaches for supporting special populations with deeper learning strategies. In the spring, we will continue the Deeper Learning series, adding 6 more strategies and including learning walks in January. Our Tuesday Talks Prep Period PD series will also be designed to facilitate PD in the deeper learning strategies, AI, and the 4 literacy domains. I'd also like to note our upcoming fall project-based learning showcase is happening in the gym next Thursday, November 20th, and will be put on by our PBL leadership group at Buhat Colony. We have grown this teacher-led PBL group from 4 teachers last year to 10 this year. Family and community engagement remains a priority. In addition to our Coffee with the Counselors, our Coffee with the Administration series continues monthly with topics such as meeting the administrators of BC and campus safety. We also hosted an evening parent workshop on the Nurtured Heart approach. 2 weeks ago, we held our LCAP Night of Excellence, which drew approximately 600 parents and guardians. During that event, we presented 355 certificates to the students present that evening. And across our awards this quarter, we issued 1,167 certificates total for accomplishments including perfect attendance, 3.5 or higher GPA, English language reclassification, SBAC proficiency from last spring, and most improved recognitions. To further recognize contributions of students and staff across campus, we continue our monthly and weekly award systems, including monthly Hammer Awards for certificated staff, the Classified Cup for classified employees, and the Lightning Leader nominations from the administration team. Staff members continue to nominate and recognize Students of the Week and Staff Members of the Week. These recognitions help support the positive climate and culture we are fostering and growing here at BC. On the athletics and student involvement front, we have had several teams participate in fall postseason play, including girls golf, cross country, girls volleyball, and boys and girls water polo. We continue to engage students with activities such as Friday Fun Facts Trivia, and with the leadership of our activities director and CTSO advisors, our student leadership groups and CTE organizations have put on themed dress-up weeks and include lunchtime involvement activities that continue to be a hit among the student body and staff and have contributed to increasing school spirit on campus. When I was hired as a principal at BC, I shared my vision of a campus where students feel safe and are able to learn, where staff feels supported, and community members feel welcome. So far this year, I've received positive feedback from various MUHSD employees and community members that share a similar sentiment. That the campus has a great vibe, and it feels like a place that's inviting and full of positive spirit. I listen to all feedback and hear those words as affirmation to the dedicated work of staff and leadership teams that help make BUHAC Colony the best place it can be for students. At BC, we remind students of the importance of showing up every day. Attendance will always remain an area of focus. We have placed 60 seniors on attendance recovery plans as they are or were approaching the 90% attendance threshold. October was our attendance campaign month, and the program included weekly incentives that gave students the opportunity to earn a pizza lunch, class donut socials, food fair tickets, ASB stickers, and Minga points. As a result, overall attendance rose from 94% in September to 95% in October. Our chronic absenteeism numbers are also trending in the right direction, from 316 students in September to 263 in October. Supported by targeted attendance chats led by our admin designees, home visits from our child welfare and attendance liaison, and support from our attendance office. In alignment with our district's focus of creating graduates that are college and career ready, the last spring, the admin team and I looked at data and set a goal to increase our CTE certifications earned by BC students by 20%, moving from 1,374 to 1,648 certifications this school year. As of the end of the first quarter, we have entered 945 certifications toward that target and are over halfway towards meeting and ultimately exceeding that goal. Finally, a facilities update. I invite you all to our new football stadium that will have its opening ceremony on Thursday, December 11th at 2:45 p.m. The first competition is scheduled for Monday, December 15th, with boys and girls soccer kicking things off against Delhi High School. We are excited for our BC athletes to experience a true home field advantage. And we know that the facility will bolster school spirit and provide more opportunities for our students in sports programs, including flag football, cross country, and track. I thank you all for your support and seeing this project through to completion. In closing, Our priorities for the coming months are clear. Continue reducing chronic absenteeism through targeted interventions. Complete spring CCAP registration after Thanksgiving. Launch our 9th grade Tier 2 groups in the spring. Continue our Deeper Learning Professional Development Series. And continue to support our CTE programs in earning certifications and preparing students to be college and career ready. This concludes my principal's report, and I thank you all for your ongoing support.
Thank you, Principal Mesa. Okay, moving on to item number 10 on the agenda, general public comment period. We have one speaker card, and before we get started, the meeting is recorded. Individuals addressing the board are asked to fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room. Complete a blue card to speak to an item not on the agenda, and a yellow card to speak to an item on the agenda. Please return the card to the Administrative Secretary of the Governing Board. Individuals addressing the board shall be limited to 3 minutes each with no more than 20 minutes per topic. During this portion of the agenda, the public is invited to comment on items which are not on the agenda but are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Board of Trustees. The board will take no action at this time but may refer the issue for further consideration. Individuals who wish to comment on agenda items shall be provided an opportunity to comment after the staff report and before the board's consideration of that item. Individuals who cannot wait to address the board when the agenda item is addressed may make their comments at this time. I hereby call upon Marcus Ariano. Oh. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Rollback.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Superintendent, and staff. My name is Marcus Ariano with Treehouse Tutoring and Learning Center. We're an educational organization in the area, and we service many MUHSD students, and this is a very busy time of year for us because, as I'm sure many of you know, it is college application season, which is also a very stressful time of year for many MUHSD students. So we're very happy to announce that we are going to be offering our college application navigation workshops to help some of them through these difficult times. These workshops are designed for any students to come in and get assistance with any part of the college application process, whether that is filling out their California Colleges portal for their UC, CSU applications, or whether it is getting holistic essay support for any of their application or scholarship essays. In addition, any students who show up will be entered into a raffle to win stipends for some of those college application fees, and they'll also be entered into a raffle to win college gear for the school of their choice, and we'll reach out to them in March to find out where they end up going. We're very excited that this is our 3rd year offering this set of workshops, but this is our 1st year offering them collaborating with MUHSD. So these will be offered, the first one's going to be this Saturday, November 15th from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Atwater High School Library. The second one is going to be the 22nd from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Merced High School Library. And I just wanted to thank Superintendent for his assistance and leadership in getting this collaboration going between our organizations, and Miss Amy Plessier for helping with getting this information out to our families and our students. As a MHS alumni myself, I'm very excited to be able to bring back some of the skills that I had back when I was doing college application assistance in Shanghai, China, to our own community, and I hope this is just the first collaboration of many. I have a few flyers as well if you'd like to push these out through your own channels as well. Thank you.
All right. Moving on to item number 11, reports, and these are discussion only. 11.01, Superintendent Goals Update. Mrs. Ballinger and Ms. Berman.
Good evening. Tonight we're going to share with you an update on the social studies superintendent goal. Mrs. Berman has been working with our social studies teachers to accomplish that goal, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her and let her share some of that with you.
Good evening, board members, cabinet, Ms. Rohrbach. Over the past 2 years, Over the past 2 years, our social studies work has been focused on 2 key district goals that you can see here. First, to strengthen and align the freshman seminar and health curriculum across all schools to reflect the district's vision and to meet state requirements. And also our, I think I said health. Secondly, to review and prioritize social studies standards and develop common district assessments that would emphasize skill-based instruction and not just content-based in world history, U.S. history, and our government courses. Tonight, I hope to share with you how these goals have been implemented over the past 2 years and what we hope will come next. Our work began with the formation of a district-wide freshman seminar and health committee. We have shared progress about these goals over the course of these 2 years, so this is really just a brief summary, but that committee consisted of many different stakeholders across the district, and combined and through their collaboration, we have completed freshman seminar and health courses that are housed in Canvas. Students are very familiar with that platform, and so it has been beneficial for them. In addition, as a health component of our goal, we did have a health assessment committee come together. That was part of our most recent work, and they created a common assessment to be administered or piloted in May of 2026. That assessment consists not only of the California health standards and state requirements, but we also tried to layer in the health literacy model, which is what you see an image of here as well. So students are not just learning the facts about health, that is layered with decision-making skills, goal-setting skills, and a variety of other skills you can see on that tiered model as well. This graphic we have shared with you before, but I just wanted to briefly include it. It represents the core components of our updated freshman seminar course. This is the second year of teachers fully rolling out the components of that course, and I wanted to point out 2 highlights. One would be the CTE pathway tours that are offered at each school site, giving students the opportunity to often tour facilities, to see hands-on demonstrations of different courses. And what's really neat about that collaboration as well is it's often the students in those CTE courses who are assisting the teacher in facilitating those presentations and being able to talk to their peers to help them make an informed decision about what CTE pathway they'd like to explore. In addition, our college and career readiness, we have had a goal of having every 9th grade student set up and register their account with California colleges. And that allows them to have that kind of component already completed for all the variety of work that they will continue to do in that platform throughout the rest of high school. For our other social studies courses, which is World, US, and Government, we kind of broke down there how the work has looked. And to sum that up, we started with revising and creating common pacing. We did that by bringing the teachers together in a district collaboration. We had the teachers create curriculum or unit guides internally, so they were able to contribute their thoughts about that, successful lessons they've had in the past. On those, we also tried to really put a focus on the literacy standards. Our history content standards have been the same for a long time. Our history literacy standards have also been around for quite some time, but we don't always spend that intentional time integrating them. Most recently, we brought the teachers back together for another district-wide collaboration, and with the assistance of our instructional coaches and teacher librarians, we focused that day solely on literacy, integrating it, experiencing it, lesson planning together, and I think that was successful. This is just another representation of some of that work within literacy. It shows how we've layered those content and literacy standards together. It also is a little demonstration of one of the neat activities one of our instructional coaches did with the teachers as well. Moving forward, those pieces of work did not yet include how we have addressed and updated our economics course. So this timeline hopefully gives you an idea. For the Assembly Bill 2927, we are required to offer a standalone 1-semester personal finance course. We have opted to transition our economics course to that. That is a tentative timeline. We will probably need to revise it as we continue. The California Department of Education just released the curriculum framework for that personal finance course, which allows us to move forward a bit earlier than we had originally anticipated. with meeting together with voluntary teachers and coming up with what a pilot might look like. So we may even have teachers piloting a module or a unit here and there this spring, but our real pilot will start next spring, 2026. So in conclusion, our next steps, and these steps apply to all of the components of the social studies goal. We would like to focus on developing curriculum or beginning a curriculum adoption process, depending on what we can come up with, for that personal finance course. We do already have, I think 2/3 of the teachers who are currently teaching that course have volunteered to be part of the pilot. So we will be collaborating with them, exploring ways that we can still offer economics to students if there is interest. In addition, we will continue to work with our social studies department, specifically our government teachers, to begin to develop some local criteria so that we can offer the state seal of civic engagement. So that seal was first implemented, I guess, or it was an opportunity for students back in 2021. Our district has not yet had the opportunity to offer that. The state provides us some very clear criteria, but it also allows for some autonomy within that criteria. So students will need to show a mastery of civics knowledge through some kind of competency-based assessment, but students also are able to engage in a project, and we haven't decided how that project will look yet. That is why we are asking teachers for their input and to be part of this team so they can help inform that process. So we do have a lot of agency in how we make those 5 criteria work for us, and then we'll be able to offer students that seal. The state says they do have to be 11th or 12th graders, so that's the audience that we'll focus on. And lastly, as this goal comes to an end, we hope to continue to provide professional development and collaboration opportunities for our social studies teachers so that they continue to intentionally integrate the literacy pieces into history, because that's the skill building part, and we want to make sure that we are equipping students with all of those literacy domains, reading, writing, listening, speaking, that are transferable skills that will help them for a lifetime. Any questions?
I have a question. So, did I understand correctly? So, in lieu of economics, it's going to now transition into personal finance. So, there will not be an economics course. It'll be a personal finance course, or will the economics course still be available if a student needed to take that subject matter if they wanted to do economics in college? Well, yeah.
So we're required to start offering the personal finance course officially in the 27-28 school year.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Mandy can speak to this more, but I believe our plan is to offer economics as an elective to ensure that the opportunity is there.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that point forward, I think that process is informed by student interest.
Yeah, because I think if someone wanted to study economics and finance at college,
Yes.
they'd need that.
Yeah, and I think many of the teachers feel strongly about that as well, and the importance of that content. And a lot of the legislation that's come out about personal finance still reinforces the importance of economic principles as well. There's some overlap in some of the topics that the state has released for the personal finance framework, but certainly we want to still offer that as an opportunity.
On the topic of economics, do any of our schools offer micro and macroeconomics?
I don't believe so. I'm going to turn and ask.
Yeah.
No.
I see Miss McCauley shaking her head no. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if Merced College has it either, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. It's me. Okay, on to Employee Association's comment period. Do we have anyone from DTA or CSEA? If so, they are now invited to address the board. No one? No one, okay. All right, seems like we don't have a representative today. So moving on to item number 13, the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second? Trustee Pickle, would you like to acknowledge the donations?
Yes. Increase my font size here. The board would like to thank the following for their donations: Harbor Freight Tools for Schools, Larissa Sherman Scholarship, John Rasmussen, Atwater High Alumni Legacy Association, Karen Bazzini Scholarship, Inagua Investments, Michael and James Oakey, Bill Van Worth, Edward Palomino, Dan Gallagher, Timothy Birmingham, William Lane, California Lions, Merced Elks Lodge, number 1240, RV Park, the Blackbaud Giving Fund, Darren Nanini Scholarship, Food Grade Solutions, and Mary Eck, and Sergeant Cesar A. Fuentes Fund. Thank you for your donations.
Thank you, Trustee Pickle. Are there any questions? Okay. Call for the vote, Ms. Morbach. And I'm an aye.
Mrs. Rohrbeck, I'm an aye as well.
Motion passes. Thank you all. Moving on to item number 14, the action agenda. 1401 is the 2026 CSBA Delegate Assembly nomination. I have a recommendation. The superintendent recommends the Board of Trustees discuss amongst themselves whether any board member is interested in serving as a CSBA delegate and nominate that member to serve as a delegate for Subregion 8D. So, as background, CSBA board members are eligible to nominate board members within their geographical region or subregion to the CSBA Delegate Assembly. Each board may nominate as many individuals as it chooses. All nominees must serve on a CSBA member board and provide their approval prior to being nominated. Nominations will be accepted until Wednesday, January 7th. So do we have, would someone like to nominate a member of our board to act as a delegate?
I think Mr. Coleman is currently our delegate.
Yes.
And I would be willing to nominate Mr. Coleman if you'd like to continue.
I accept. Thank you.
Yeah, the big one. And we need a second for the nomination. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have to? We don't have to vote. Oh, we do have to vote. Oh, call for the vote. I'm an aye.
Aye.
Yes, I was. Sorry. That's okay. I lost my connection, so I have to. Yes. Thank you. So it says not present at vote. Is that okay? Okay. Okay. Thank you. A motion passes. Thank you, Trustee Coleman, for representing us, CSBA. Right. On to 1402. 2026 board meeting dates. Dr. Weimer.
And just real quickly on the last one, as a person who minored in college in economics, I am happy to see it stay as an elective. Just got to get that out every time I can. You do have the proposed board meeting dates for the 26 school calendar year. It does cross the school years. There are a wide variety of changes from the normal schedule. You'll see the notes are there, but we do have things like a conference in February, which moves the forward 1 week. We have the Wednesday spring break in April, so we have a change on that particular one. There's 2 in June because of the LCAP and budget presentations. We're moving August because of the first day of school. November because of Veterans Day, and then we have a weird situation in December where we have to meet 2 different ones. We have to meet your organizational deadline for the board, and we have to meet the budget deadline for the state of California for turning in our budget. So you do have the proposed board dates there, and the superintendent recommends the board approve the 26th Board of Trustees meeting dates as proposed.
Quick question?
Yes.
So the January date is, because I know that one was changed, so the 14th is the actual date.
Correct. The 14th is the actual date.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any further questions? Okay. Call for the vote. I'm an aye too. Okay, motion passes. Thank you. 1403, Summer School Calendar 2026. Ms. Ballinger.
Good evening again. Have the summer school calendar here for approval tonight. We're planning to run the same model that we ran last year. So we'll offer credit recovery opportunities and remediation, and then we'll offer special education and migrant education programs for advancement and enrichment. The students in our special education and migrant program will be taught in person on campus every day. The others will be the independent study kind of model. And then all summer school staff are required to be physically on campus every day to support students. The superintendent recommends the board approve the summer school calendar for 2026.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions?
I have a question. What sites is it going to be at?
It's planned right now to be high school, Golden Valley High School, and Livingston High School.
Okay, no other questions? Call for the vote. I'm an aye too. Motion passes. 14.04 MUHSD Career Technical Education Facilities Program Grant Applications. Mrs. McCauley. Thank you, Ms. Ballinger. You can stay.
No, that works. Good evening, board. Thank you for having me this evening. State of California released this past year opportunity for comprehensive sites to apply for CT facility funding. It goes through Proposition 2, and so it's not the first time, but the first time it's been open to comprehensive sites lately. We'll start with that. So I'm here asking for approval of 13 grants that we plan to submit in the next couple weeks. So again, it's a state grant, and this grant is open for new construction, modernization, or equipment that's going to last over 10 years. And so we had a chance to look at our facilities, our future facilities, our CT pathways, our CT needs, our labor market data, and really evaluated where we wanted to go. With new construction, we could apply for each school, each industry sector, up to $3 million. For modernization, $1.5 million. The LEA does have to match that amount or other entities to support, and also we need the governing board approval. So it is a multi-step application, and I haven't had one like this before. Actually, I have to submit a request to the state first to get the application link and to make sure that's all submitted by December 1st, and that goes to the state, California Department of Education. Then if we get above 105 for any of the grant applications, then we have till June 26th to submit it to the Office of Public School Construction. Then, If we need to have DSA approval, they'll also give us another year beyond that to June 27. So again, every project is a little different. And again, the first step is just to get it submitted and make sure we get past that 105 in the rubric. So beyond just board approval, we also need advisory committee feedback, industry partner feedback, family, students. And so along this process, we have been working with our partners to make sure we have received feedback to help support us in this grant. So with the railroad property opportunity, we have 4 different industry sectors there that we would have a chance to apply for new construction. And it'd be our building construction and diesel that we have currently at the castle property, that's MCOE. And then 2 new industry sector pathways for our HVAC and our manufacturing. So also along this process, Melissa Miller, our architect, engineers, we started this process back in June, keep going out to sites. And so part of this process and grant application is also schematic and like kind of the site plan and of course the budget part. And so they are working with us to make sure we get that included. So besides industry sectors, also our sites. And so healthcare is a major need here in the Central Valley. And our healthcare pathways continue to grow. And we don't have room for our simulated labs. Our teachers are straight from industry, and they know what our students need every day, and we sometimes just don't have the space. And a lot of them are keep getting shifted at different school sites, trying to make who has the biggest classroom, where can we put them. And so working with Atwater, Merced, and Livingston, we found some locations that we would have new construction for either a classroom and a lab, or at some sites 2 classrooms and 2 labs to help with the healthcare pathways. Public service, as you heard from Dietz today, she partnered with Buck Ledford, but at LCAP she would also try to get the emergency response and fire started. Being close to Merced College, the public safety wants to work with us, and we know we need to expand those entities. And that's one site that keeps moving kind of the teachers to see who has more room to fit the simulated learning experiences that we have. We've been very fortunate with CT funding to have industry line and post-secondary line equipment. And now it's just kind of the space and the electrical hookups or the plumbing as for healthcare. And so we have a spot there at LCAP for emergency response and our public safety pathways. So looking at 2 classrooms and 1 lab or 2 lab based on what the architect and engineer comes back on for the square footage. Then at Atwater High School, we have agriculture. And so one is for the animal science pathway, is they just want, I don't know if you guys have been out there back to the animal science where they kind of have all their livestock and animals, and I guess there's some rabbits in there too, and so they actually would like an independent rabbitry shed where we'll help with our animal science along with our FFA and SAE projects. So again, they kind of looked at a shed, but then we would need to make sure we have plumbing and air conditioning during our hot summer months. And so working with the architect and engineer, we're looking at possible new construction for a new little shed for that area out there. Also HVAC in the wood shop, Atwater and Merced are older facilities. And so again, looking at that, we had a chance to look at this with the Golden State Pathways grant, and this is actually a perfect time to apply for this opportunity for the wood shop at Atwater. Also at Merced High School, they have some space between the 2 shops, and sometimes if you go in the shops, the classrooms are kind of sometimes a part of the shop. And so to have that opportunity to have the instructional piece kind of separated from the shop space and give more space for that shop, and again, that hands-on application, they are looking at construction of some new classrooms there between the 2 shops, and that would be for, again, our small engines and our welding classes. And then also their animal science. So they used to have like the ag leadership room, and that's next to the animal science classroom. And so they actually have a window somehow covered there and kind of make it like a little PetSmart like grooming area. So again, our goal with CTs is work-based learning opportunities, those internships, those student-led enterprises that they would be able to actually incorporate there. And so that is something they also are looking into. Lastly is here at MUHSD Colony. Mr. Mesa's like, you walk into that theater, we need some updates. And of course, so we're looking there at the seats and the carpet. Was a leak or is a leak. and has made that odor beautiful in there. That's a little sarcasm, sorry, and has made a odor. So we want to make sure that we get that updated, along with 2 out of the 4 HVAC systems are having issues. The handicap chair going up to the stage is constantly having issues. So again, we're looking at a modernization here, along with some amphitheater lighting for outside at nighttime when they have events, and so tying that all together with the theater. So those are 13 grants that have to be written by next Friday. Yes. Any questions? All right.
Any questions?
No. No problem. They were winning 4-1 before I walked up here, and Merced High School girls won. So at this time, the superintendent recommends the board approve the 13 MUHSD Career Technical Education Facilities Program grant applications to be submitted to the state.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions, Mrs. McCauley? Okay.
Thank you. I am leaving now. Bye.
Call for the vote. I'm an aye. Motion passes. Item number 15, Superintendent's Report.
Thank you, President Jayasinga. On October 21st, we had our first annual State of Education in Merced. While we've been working together for years building innovative pathways for our students, it is the first time we have showcased the collaborative efforts between Merced City, Merced College, and UC Merced. I believe it makes quite a statement when the 4 institutions' leaders stand together sharing our accomplishments and our dreams for the future. So I look forward to that as an ongoing yearly event. All of our schools have been showcasing their various successes, both academically and athletically. I love how our sites are not just celebrating the high achievers, but celebrating the growth of our students in various areas. Also want to celebrate Viviana and Sean Jensen for developing a stellar weekly digital paper. The MUHSD News covers all of the major events, as you know, and they've done an excellent job this fall creating that. We have had 2 Sac Joaquin section winning teams so far, Merced's girls flag football team and El Cap's girls tennis team, which happened just early this afternoon, both with historic first-time runs to the blue banner, and hopefully we have more to come this week, and we will celebrate those section winners at the December meeting. Finally, I want to thank all of our nutritional services employees and Rosemary Cotto for leading the way. They stepped up each of the last 2 weekends during the government shutdown to make sure our students had a little extra over the weekend. Your extra time and dedication is appreciated. So, thank you to everyone and wishing you all a wonderful Thanksgiving season. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is communications, information, future agenda items, starting with Trustee Coleman.
Thank you, President Jayasinga. Well, I want to ditto what Mr. Peterson said. Yes, until Sean and Viviana got together and created that newsletter and the information, it was hard to see anything positive or anything coming out from news sources. Merced High School, or I'm sorry, Merced Union High School District. My apologies. But it's been great. I appreciate that. And yes, food services, I'm glad we took a really good leadership role and making sure that our students were fed during the shutdown. Great job tonight, Mr. Mesa. Thank you for your informative report. I like the two areas that are really hit home to me were the recovery plan for seniors. That's a great one, and you're working on your chronic absenteeism. And then Ms. Dietz did a great job with her public service as well. Thank you very much. I did attend the Merced County School Boards Association back in October on a Friday and a Saturday, and it was, again, making those connections with other board members throughout the county have been very important. So that was kind of what I was up to. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Coleman. Trustee Pickle?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, BUHAC, Mr. Mesa. And also, I don't think Ms. Dietz is here, but that car is not easy to drive. I'm just telling you. And I'm still a little nauseous. So, but it was really neat to experience, but a little more difficult than I thought, I have to say. But really a neat program. It's really exciting to see what's being offered here. Also, kudos on attendance efforts. It's really hard to help students if they're not here. So the decrease in chronic absenteeism, I think, is definitely, like you said, trending in the right direction. Also, congratulations to our teams, but also recognizing our band students also. I know they have competitions, and we see them and hear them out here, and they put in an incredible amount of time as well, along with their advisors. And one question on the stadium opening, is it December 1st or 11th? It is.
I thought BUHAC was the first and LCAP was the 11th. Was what I have on my calendar.
I have the first also. I just wanted to make sure I had it calendared. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Okay.
LCAP's before us.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Hey, Trustee Valdez.
Well, ditto what you guys said already, and thank you to everyone. Great presentation from Ms. Dietz and the kids, and I missed her simulation driving, but in case you didn't know what she was talking about, it was a simulator that we have here at BUHAC Colony. But for those out here, I know everyone here knows. But anyways, thank you to everyone for a great job that everyone does. So that's it.
Go ahead, Trustee Coleman.
Mrs. Pellissier, I should have asked you this question as well. The data tracking for those graduates coming out of like the public service, I'm sure you track that as well. Is that kind of okay? Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of challenging. I got you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Principal Mesa, for hosting us tonight. And then Ms. Dietz and students did a fantastic job. I might have to come back later and try that simulator myself. It looked fun for a little bit. I do enjoy opening MUHSD newsletter and reading all the positive news. It's always great to see the faces in all schools, positive news highlighted. Lots of great accomplishments to celebrate for sure. As always, thank you to everyone here tonight and then everyone out there, staff, teachers, who make our schools run smoothly. And with that, I'd like to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with your families, and it is now 6:58. I hereby adjourn this meeting.